So something that I don't see get talked about enough, I think, is sort of the tragedy inherent in when people just kind of wing losing body fat or trying to lose weight. Because a lot of times, what we'll do is we'll wing it and we'll just basically cut our calories arbitrarily, which in the proper context is the right thing to do. But the problem with just guessing like how many calories you should consume less of, or just like generally people are going to be looking at like how much food they're consuming, so they're just going to blanket consume less, is sometimes they might be consuming too little. So I say tragedy because it's tragic because people don't get enough food. And when you have a plan, as far as like having a slight caloric deficit, then you get the most amount of food while still maintaining a bit of a deficit. So basically what that means is when you determine what your numbers are, like how many calories you can have and still successfully lose body fat, you still get quite a bit of food. You might be in a deficit, so like if you do that over the long haul, like you're being in a calorie deficit for a long enough timeline, you'll lose a little bit of body fat, slowly but surely, but you actually still get enough food, and you don't have, nearly the negative impact hormonally. Because a lot of times when we dramatically cut our calories, like let's say for instance you're regularly consuming anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000 calories a day. Well, if you all of a sudden go to 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories because you're essentially trying to starve yourself or eat as little as possible, you're going to take some hormonal hits. Like your cortisol levels are going to go up. Ghrelin is going to go up, that hunger impulse hormone. So you're going to feel super hungry all the time. Leptin's going to drop. These are problematic things, and they tend to be counterproductive because when we dramatically cut our calories and all those negative impacts from the hormonal profile occur, then you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, because not only are you not losing the body fat that you wanted to, because eventually you're going to eat, so that usually leads to binging behavior, but you have to start the cycle all over again. So very counterproductive. So I always tell people, like, make sure you track, make sure you're not just winging it, you're not just cutting calories dramatically, because you might be under eating and that may not be serving you or even getting you closer to what your goal is. Like, you definitely want to make sure you have an appropriate caloric deficit if you're going to engage in that, if you're going to eat less, because then you'll actually lose body fat for the long haul, and you won't have to do this sort of yo-yo effect where you're starting and then you lose the willpower and you're just trying to white knuckle through it, and then you have to start over again. Okay, so if you need help as far as like what your calorie level should be, what your calorie deficit number should be, just shoot me a message. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. And at the very least, we can get you started. If losing body fat's like the goal, like we can at least get you started on the path to doing it sustainably and in a healthy way. Okay, so yeah, shoot me a message and I'll talk to you soon.